Hi there, this is Ranjit from tech2buzz.com, and in this video we're going to do the full in-depth review for this Sony Xperia Z Ultra, which is a massive Android phone by Sony. It sports a 6.4-inch screen, and this is by nevertheless a phablet. You can't call it a phone, it's huge. And this is my Samsung Galaxy S4. If you just notice how puny the S4 looks in front of this. And it's a great phone, the specs are great and the performance is great, but few of you have asked about the usability, and I would say that yes, you can hold it like this in your hand, in the palm, but single hand operations is a bit difficult. For example, typing, you need to use both your hands, and some of you asked how comfortable is it to move around with this phone. For example, if you make a voice call, you look something like this. This is how the phone looks if you place it towards your ear. Needless to say, it's pretty big. And also it can fit in your trouser pockets. This is a casual comfort fit jeans, and if I place it inside, it goes in, but again if I sit around, it's a little bit tight, and if you wear tight jeans, then the phone might be very tight fit and a bit uncomfortable, I would say. So yes, you can carry it around in the pocket and also in your front pocket. If you keep it here, it's going, but it's coming out. So nevertheless, you can carry it around in your pocket, but it'll be a little bit awkward. So let's get on with the full in-depth review for this Sony Xperia Z Ultra. And this is the Sony Xperia Z Ultra, and we're going to do the full review for this phone. I've already done the unboxing for this phone, so if you want to check what comes inside the box and a general overview, you can check out this unboxing video. And let me start with some specs. The specs on this phone are top-notch. The biggest factor about this phone is the screen. It sports a 6.4-inch screen. That's a full HD, that's a 1080p screen. And the PPI is also very good. It comes to a PPI of 344. And again, look at the viewing angles, and the text is very crisp. The earlier Sony Xperia phones had an issue with the viewing angles, but Sony has fixed that in this Z Ultra. And before I proceed, I want to thank Faisal Communications for providing this unit for review. And let me talk about the pricing also. In India, the price quoted on the box is 46,990, but Faisal Communications quoted me a street price of around 40,000 for this phone. And we were talking about the specs, so let's continue. It has a quad-core processor clocked at 2.2 GHz, which is based on the Snapdragon S800 chipset, so it's a blazingly fast processor. Also, the GPU on this is Adreno 330. And it comes with 2 GB of RAM. Internal storage is 16 GB. Out of that, you get around almost about 10 GB out of the box. Coming to the battery is sealed. It's a 3050 milliampere battery, and in my casual testing, I could not do extensive testing with the battery. I would say it could last one working day. Again, one thing I did notice is that the battery life was okayish, but if you start to play some heavy games, then the battery starts to tank down a little bit. So if you're a person who likes to play a lot of 3D games, then you might have to charge the phone twice a day. Otherwise, with casual usage, I would say it can last one working day. And also the good thing is, let me show you the Android version that comes with this, and Sony has added some of the quick toggles here. That was my complaint with earlier Xperia phones, so that's fixed. Let's look at the settings, then I'll give you a physical overview. If you go to about the phone, we have the Android version 4.2.2, that's Jelly Bean, and Sony has stated that this phone will soon get the 4.3 update. So that's a good thing. And as I talked about the storage, you can add a micro SD card. For example, as I added a 8 GB micro SD card, but I was not able to transfer apps that are on the internal storage to the micro SD card. That's the standard with most of the Jelly Bean phones, and that's the same with this one. Also, you get decent amount of storage, as I told, around 10 GB. So that should be enough for most of the apps. I would suggest that add a micro SD card and store all your videos, photographs, etc. on the micro SD card. Coming to the display, again, we do have the mobile Bravia engine on this one, and we also have the auto brightness sensor, and we also have a pulse notification light. It's over here actually, and if you get a missed call and when you're charging, this will glow. So as you can see, the gorgeous thing is the display, and we don't have any physical buttons. The back, home, and the multitasking button is part of the display like the Xperia Z ZL. And let me give you a quick physical overview. On the top, we actually have nothing. We have this 3.5 headphone jack over here, and again, do notice how slim the phone is. It's a very slim phone. It's just a 6.5 phone, and it also actually does not weigh that much. It's just 212 grams, and it was comfortable to hold, I would say. It was not looking like I was holding a very bulky and a heavy phone, so that's a good thing. We have the power on off button, and here I have a problem. The power on off button is a little bit resist to my liking, so it's a little bit hard to hunt down. It should have been a little bit more tactile. We have the volume rocker beneath that, and we have an opening for the lanyard over this end, and this is the opening for the speaker phone. And on this end we have the opening for the proprietary dock that you can use for charging. You have to buy this separately, and we can open this flap, and the micro USB slot is over here. And let me show you this one also. This flap also actually opens like this, and you can add your micro SIM and a micro SD card here. Again, this phone is water resistant, and Sony says that if all these flaps, these both flaps are sealed properly, it can withstand in water for up to 30 minutes up to a depth of 1.5 meters. So again, it's a waterproof phone. And if you notice, the headphone jack is not covered with flaps, and even though it's not covered with the flap, it's water resistant. You have to just shake out the water when you take it out, and you're good to go. Moving towards the back, we have just an 8 megapixel camera, and also Sony decided not to put an LED flash, which is kind of surprising. And I would say the camera performance is just okay-ish. And here I felt that the phone does not excel. The camera is just okay-ish. It's not great. I have actually done an in-depth review regarding the camera performance. So if you're interested in that, you can check out the camera performance review. It just says N, that means it's NFC enabled, the Sony logo, and at the bottom it just says Xperia. And immediately if you notice, this phone is a fingerprint magnet. It attracts fingerprints like crazy. And again, moving towards the front, we have a 2 megapixel camera that can also shoot video in full HD, that's 1080p. We have the sensors, Sony, and we have the opening for the earpiece, and the voice call quality that I got was pretty good. And let me unlock the phone now. You can just swipe away. And this is the standard home screen that we get. And as I told you, this is the new Sony UI that we have started to see with this Xperia Z ZL. You can pinch like this and add more home screens if you want. You can add your widgets, apps, etc. And the good thing is that if you notice, there are a lot of icons that you can see on the screen. And also if you open the app tray, at a stretch you can see 30 apps. So Sony is making good use of the large screen estate found on this phone. Sony did install quite a bit of third-party apps that were pre-installed on this phone. That's a little bit annoying, like BigFlix, Flipkart, and Phone a Day. Office Suite is okay, I would say. But again, a lot of third-party apps were pre-installed. So that's one annoying thing that I do not like, that these manufacturers preload all junk on the phone. Apart from that, I would say the performance is really good. And in my day-to-day operations, I would say I hardly face any issues of lagginess. As you can see, the phone is very smooth to operate, and again the processor, that's the quad-core processor, is also pretty snappy, and I could actually play even high-end games. I tested it with casual games also, high-end games also. It could run all of them, and I have to say, even in benchmarks, I got the best scores till date on any Android phone. It could even beat the Samsung Galaxy S4. So if you are interested in the gaming part and the benchmarking parts, you can check out the other videos I made regarding that. All these other videos regarding the Xperia Z Ultra that I made will be in the show notes. Now let me just swipe away all the apps. And one more thing, if you notice, is these are the new small apps, and these are kind of multitasking apps. For example, let me just open up the web browser. Let's just open up the web browser. Where is the web browser? Let's open up Chrome. And this is the Chrome web browser. And for example, if I hit this is kind of multitasking. These are small apps, and these can run over existing applications. And Sony does provide quite a bit of them. And this, you hit this arrow and you get to this one. And you can also go here and install these mini apps, small apps that what do you say, Sony likes to call them, and you can add more from the Play Store also. And there is a good selection of the small apps. So that's kind of multitasking with this one. And let me just go back to the web browser, and let's as we are connected to my Wi-Fi network, let's do some web browsing. Let's go to our website. Again, if you can see, the keyboard is pretty wide and easy to type, but one annoying thing is that they have a lot of real estate. They should have had the 1 2 3 4 number key over this. I don't know why they omitted that, so that's kind of surprising, I would say. Let's just go to tech2buzz.com. And again, as you can see, it's loading it very quickly. And again, as I told you, the screen quality is very good and the resolution is also great. That's 1080p. Even without zooming also, actually, you can read the web pages. But again, if you want to zoom out, zoom in and zoom out, that's also smooth. There's no issues. As you can see, it's very good. And let me just open up one of the stories. For example, let's open up this LG Optimus G Pro story. We have a YouTube video that's embedded on this web page. So let's try to play it back. Let's change the orientation. And again, if you notice, that was also quick. And let's play it back. And I'll maximize the volume. One second.
Hi there, this is Ranjit from tech2buzz.com, and in this video we're going to do the full review for this LG Optimus G Pro. This is a
the thing is that it can play it back without any issues, as you can see. But one thing I found is that the speakerphone quality is actually pretty low on this phone. That's one annoying thing I had with this phone. Maybe just the fact is that the phone is so slim that Sony couldn't put decent size speakers. But yes, the speaker quality is actually, speakerphone quality is pretty low on this phone. Let's also go and try some heavy websites. Let's request the desktop version. And let's go to techspot.com. Again, if you notice, it loads it actually very quickly. And also, I would say, because of the large screen size, if you browse the web a lot on the go, you will definitely enjoy this phone. It's just great to do web browsing on such a large screen. It's actually very easy. And let me just open up one more story. And again, as you can see, it loads the web pages very quickly, and the pinch to zoom gesture is also very smooth. So no issues with that. So in terms of web browsing, you won't have any problem with this phone. Now coming to the media playback also, here I had some very good experience with the phone. And the good thing is that by just using a USB OTG cable, you can attach pen drives. I also tried to attach a PS3 controller, and I could attach that and it worked. And I could play some of the games using the PS3 controller. For example, Dead Trigger works with the PS3 controller. So USB OTG support is there with the phone, but you don't get the USB OTG cable, you have to buy it separately. And to demonstrate that, let me just first launch the YouTube app. So YouTube is opening, and let's just go to my own channel, and let's actually watch the unboxing video of this Xperia Z Ultra itself. And as you can note, and as you can notice, it's playing it in HD quality. As you can see here, HD. So I did play a lot of YouTube videos with this phone, and I didn't have any problems. So again, watching videos will be a very good experience with this phone. Also, let me show you this. Let's just attach this pen drive. I have some videos on that. And let's try to play it back actually, and you can just attach that, and it's attached, and as you can see, it's glowing. That means it's working. And actually we have a file manager that was pre-installed, File Commander. I'm going to use that, and this is actually my external drive. And let's play back this nature video. That's a 1080p video. And as you can see, it's playing it without any issues via this USB thumb drive. So as you can see, in terms of media playback also, you'll have a very good experience with the phone. And the only thing is that, as I mentioned, the speaker volume is not as loud as I would have expected for such a large phone. Let me just get out of that. Now coming to the camera, as I mentioned earlier, it has an 8 megapixel shooter, and the camera interface is very simple. I won't go into depth regarding this one because I've already made a dedicated video regarding the camera performance. You can check that out. And we do have this normal mode and the superior auto mode in this one. But if you go in the superior auto mode, the maximum resolution goes down to 7 megapixel. But it auto adjusts the scenes for you. Regarding the photographs that I could take, as it does not have any flash, as you can see, this is in completely artificial light. It does a decent job, but there is a fair bit amount of noise that creeps in the photographs. That's what I've noticed. I've actually taken a lot of shots with this phone, so you can check out the camera review for more info. But I would say that outdoors it does a decent job in natural lighting. Indoors also, as you see, this photograph I took indoors, it's okay, but there is a little bit of noise in the picture. In terms of the video, I did not like the video performance. The videos that it takes are actually a little bit soft to my liking, and also the image stabilization option in the video was not that great. So yes, the camera is pretty decent, I would say, but it's not the best. Regarding the front facing camera, I tested it with Skype video calls, and I could make Skype video calls without any issues. Let me also show you the messaging app. This is the standard messaging app. And again, as I showed you, this is the keyboard. You do get the predictive text at the top, and it's actually fairly comfortable to type like this. But again, single hand typing and single hand operation is actually very difficult with this phone. Most of the time I had to use both the hands to operate the phone, and also you can change it in this orientation. But again, I don't think so it's a great idea moving in this orientation, because you need to actually stretch your hands because the phone is pretty wide. For typing, I found the best experience like this, typing with 2 fingers. Now let me also show you the multi-touch points, and we do get full 10 multi-touch points with this phone. And another thing about this phone is the screen is very sensitive. This has to be one of the most sensitive screens that I've seen on an Android phone, and actually you can use a pencil and just navigate around. It's so sensitive. And also, due to the sensitivity, I had a great time playing games on the phone. This is the dialer. Again, as I said, it is a little bit awkward. They should have provided an option of a smaller dialer. Sometimes you need to stretch around a little bit. Again, as I said, single hand operations is very difficult. You cannot just reach all parts of the phone with just holding it in single hand. Now let us kill all the apps that are running. We'll just swipe them away like this, and let me run this Android system info. And as you can see, out of that 2 GB RAM, when we kill all the apps, the available free RAM is a healthy almost 1 GB. And due to this healthy free RAM that's available to the phone was actually very responsive, and also while playing heavy games or any app that I run, even heavy apps, I did not face issues of lagginess with this phone. So Sony did actually pretty good optimization with this phone. So in your day-to-day operations, you won't face any issues of lagginess or slowdown with this phone. So what do I feel about this Sony Xperia Z Ultra? I would say in terms of performance, it's top notch. It's one of the fastest Android phones that I've tested. But again, it's a very big phone. Again, to give you an idea, the Galaxy S4, which some people think is big, just compare that. This is huge. And again, it will be okay for people who are used to very large screen phones. And I would suggest that if you're planning to buy this phone, definitely go to a local store, handle the phone for 5 minutes, and then decide if it's okay for you or not. Because some of the people which I showed them, they thought that it is a tablet, and for some people they liked it very much. Actually, many of the people actually liked the looks of this phone. It's actually a very sleek looking phone, and it gives a slab of glass. It just looks like a slab of glass. So in terms of the looks department, Sony did a great job. But again, if you're going to buy this phone, go to a local store, handle it, and then decide. Now coming to some of the cons that I have with the phone, the performance is top notch, as I said, no issues, but the camera, that's just an 8 megapixel shooter, is a downer, and I don't get the fact that why did Sony not put a 13 megapixel camera like that they put on the Sony Xperia Z or the ZL. The camera on those phones were much better than this one. And also one thing I did find is that these days many of the high-end Android phones do have the IR blaster by which you can control televisions and other devices. That's simply missing on this phone. As I already said, the power key, I'm not a big fan of it. You have to hunt around, and the travel is actually pretty less, so it's a little bit difficult at times. Maybe you'll get used to it after a few days, but this is also a little bit of a downer for me. And again, as I said, another thing is just look at the fingerprints. I wiped this phone before the review, and now just look at it. After 15 or 20 minutes of operation, it's a fingerprint magnet. But apart from these minor cons, I would say it's an excellent Android phone. And if you're okay with the size of this phone and you have the budget for it, I would say that you can go with this phone. I hope you found this video review helpful. If you found it helpful, I'll appreciate if you can click the like button. Thank you. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video.